Computer Network and Security. The name of Unit 1, Introduction and Security Threats. The name of topic is Types of Attack. In the previous video, we have discussed about the different types of security attacks like DOS, DDoS, backdoors, trapdoors, sniffing, spoofing, man-in-the-middle attack. Now in this video we are going to discuss about TCP/IP hacking, phishing attack, SQL injection and the different malwares like virus, logic bombs. TCP/IP hacking. So what is a TCP/IP hacking? It's a clever technique that uses a spoof packet to take over a connection between a victim and a host machine. This technique is useful when victim uses a one-time password to connect to the host machine. For example, here this is a victim PC. It wants to take the data from the router. So here the IP of this victim PC is 192.168.0.12. Now this is a hacker. Hacker hacked the address of this PC and make the IP address of its own PC like this only. So it acts as this victim PC and after that it get the data from this particular router. So router is not able to identify whether the data is passing from the original victim PC or the hacker. So basically it's a combination of sniffing and spoofing attack. Phishing attack. In phishing attack, the hacker creates a fake website that looks exactly like a popular websites of the banking system or the payroll systems. The phishing part of the attack is that the hacker sends an email messages trying to trick the user into clicking a link that leads to a fake site. When the user attempts to log on with their account information, the hacker echoes the username and password and then tries that information on the real site. For example, this is a real internet consumer and this is a banking system. The connection is there between the banking system and this real internet consumer, and this connection is a legal connection. Now this is a phisser. Phisser wants to access the data through this bank with the username and password of this particular consumer. So what is the first step of the phisser? Phisser sends a fake mail to this internet consumer and that mail is looking like the original message coming from the bank. So this consumer is not able to identify whether that mail is coming from the phisser or the bank, and she feeds all the banking information in that particular mail and then give the reply. So the banking information of this particular user is sent to the phisser. Now phisser uses the username and password of this particular consumer to access the money from this bank. So the next step is phisser using the username and password of this particular internet consumer, phisser get access of this bank account. That is the fourth step, and finally he got a money from the bank in his account. So this is called a phishing attack. So in phishing attack, generally it made through the email to obtain the sensitive information such as username, password, credit card detail or any money detail. SQL injection. SQL injection is a technique where malicious users can inject the SQL commands into an SQL statement via the web page input. An SQL injection attack consists of the insertion or the injection of the SQL query via the input data from the client to the applications. And a successful SQL injection exploit can read the sensitive data from the database. SQL injection is also able to modify the database. So using the insert, update or delete query, it can modify or take the sensitive information. It executes the administration operations on the database, recover the content of a given file present on the database file system, and in some cases it also issues the commands to the operating system. Here there is a query select star from user where user ID is equal to txt user ID. In this txt user ID, there is a one request string for the user ID. So whatever user ID this string get using this command, that is stored in this particular variable, and using that variable they are able to get the data for that particular user ID. Here it's a web server, and this person, she provides a username and password to this web server, and this web server gives a reply the information to this person. Now what is a SQL injection? This is a hacker. Now hacker sends a malicious SQL code to this web server. In the malicious SQL code, it checks for the correct password. Okay. If it may be possible that whatever malicious SQL injection code is injected to this web server, it is right. Okay. And this SQL server access the true condition and send all the information to the hacker. And it may be possible that this condition is false and this SQL server not sending any data to the hacker. So in few cases this hacker is successful. In some cases the hacker may not be successful. So basically whatever SQL statements are sending to the web server, they are called the malicious SQL statements. Logic bombs. So these are the different malwares used in network security. So one malware is a logic bomb. Logic bombs are the malicious programming code that is inserted into a network system or a single computer for the purpose of deleting data or creating other malicious act on a specific data. Basically these logic bombs are similar as a time bomb because it can be set to go off at a specific date and specific time. A logic bomb does not distribute the malicious codes until the specific date is reached. So a logic bomb can be rather difficult to detect. However, you can take the security measures such as constantly monitoring the network system for any suspicious activities using antivirus applications and other scanning programs. So basically to identify the logic bombs, it's very hard, but in logic bombs are act at a particular specific time and specific date, but which type of reactions it can generate, that is not predefined. You are able to see the output when it runs on that particular specific date or time. And once it activated, it implements a malicious code that causes harm to a particular computer. Trojan Horse. A Trojan Horse, it is also known as only Trojan. It's a type of malicious code or a software that looks legitimate but can take the control of your computer. A Trojan is designed to damage, disturb, steal, or in general inflict some other harmful actions on your data or on the computer. So basically Trojan is any malicious computer program which misleads users for its true intent. unexpected changes to the computer settings and unusual activity, even when the computer should be ideal, are strong indications that a Trojan is residing on a computer. So basically, these are Trojan Horse and logic bombs are known as a malwares in computer security. So here it's ending of Unit 1. These are the different types of attacks that we have discussed in a computer network security. Thank you.